Hey, how y'all doing? I recently made a video talking about how corn damaged me as a young woman. And I wanted to make a part 2 explaining what I did to help my journey and to, I guess, help me maintain and manage the addiction. So, since I started in a young age, I got exposed to it. Ever since then, it's been hard to even consistently stay off of it. To this day, I still might relapse, but that's part of the journey. Maybe one day I'll completely cut it off from my existence, but at least I'm aware that I'm almost there, you know? I want to start off with the way I figured out this is not right. It's because I would hear guys talking about how much they're addicted to it, right? So I'm like, okay, this is an addiction, is what I have. I first had to acknowledge what I have. To actually make a step and actually to get better, you have to acknowledge it and come face value with it and actually handle it and be truthful to what's actually going on. I had to be honest with myself, yeah, what I have is an addiction. And that was around high school. So after that, I would try to listen to videos explaining what they've done to get off the addiction, but nothing really helped for real. And I feel like the thing that really helped me, if you don't want to take anything away from this video, at least take this one thing, is to be honest and know your limits. If you hear this one video or you hear or get an idea somewhere that you should start and just get off of it cold turkey, you have to be honest with yourself. You have to know your limits. You have to know what you're capable of. If you can get off of it cold turkey, okay, cool. But if you know you cannot just stop watching it cold turkey, be honest. If you know you can't, you're not at that state where you can watch it only twice a week, be honest. Actually know your limits, actually know yourself, and give yourself grace, give yourself room. I had this habit since I was 9 and I'm 20 years old. That's more than half of my life. So how am I supposed to get off and stop a habit that's been going on for how many years is that? Yeah, 11 years. How am I just gonna finish and cut out a habit for 11 years and just like that and be like, well, I'm done, time to pack it up, great job? No, I was honest with myself. I'm like, you know what, let me start little by little. I first started by watching one video a day. I started with that. It was very hard. Actually, no, I lied. I started with two, twice a day, because I didn't just do it by video by video. I did it with intervals, because I would do it multiple times a day, not depending on how many videos, I would tell myself, okay, let me just do it twice a day. It was to the point where it was really bad, where I had to do it multiple times a day. It was horrible. So I was like, okay, let me just do it twice a day for a week or two. Okay, cool. Once in a while in the beginning, I would fail multiple times. I'm doing something my body's not used to doing, It's a habit that I created majority of my life. It's not like I can just get on it and I'm doing great. If you relapse or you fail, it's okay. That's part of the journey. No one's at fault. It's nothing to be embarrassed about. It's nothing to be ashamed about. You're learning and you're giving yourself a habit and you're breaking a habit that you want to get rid of. It's not gonna be easy. Expect the length of that habit. Expect the length of you breaking that habit to be just the same or even longer. To make a habit is very easy, but to break one is difficult. Just like how it's hard to go up the mountain, but it's easy to go down. It's easy to fail, but it's very hard to succeed. So it's okay. It takes work, it takes dedication, and it takes you to be honest and give yourself affirmations. Because I was addicted to this, it caused me to lower my self-esteem. I would compare myself to the women in the videos. At a teenager, I would expect me to have a body of a grown woman. I was setting unattainable expectations for myself. I would expect myself to perform the same way the women did in the videos, and I would expect my partners to to perform the same way the people in the videos to perform on me. I had crazy expectations. It's like you watch a kung fu movie and you're like, yeah, I gotta do that trick right now. Huh? Like, it takes years. Like, these people in these videos, they're actors. They get trained to do this. They actually practice. It's a production. Like, they have to make it seem like a fantasy. They have to look a certain way, act a certain way, talk a certain way, sound a certain way. Like, literally everything, when it comes down to it, is planned. It's calculated. It's not like real life at all. So I had to be honest with myself. And I also had to give myself affirmations, like, I'm good enough, I'm beautiful, I'm doing the best that I can, I'm not ashamed, I'm not embarrassed. You know, like, just looking in the mirror and actually being okay with what you look at. Be satisfied with what you see in the mirror and be satisfied with what you see in the inside. Because these videos were made to keep people at low vibrational state. It's supposed to suck your energy. After you watch it and you're done, it's not a coincidence that you feel horrible and you felt like so much energy was drained from you. You know? So it's like, it's all by design. It was this way for a reason, you know? So it's like, don't take it to heart whenever you feel like, oh, I don't see the point, you know, I'm just so gross. Don't talk down on yourself. The world is already hard. Don't be harder on yourself. It's nothing to be ashamed about. It's not your fault. It's not anyone's fault. It's just you happen to fall victim to this, and you can either be a victim or a survivor. You know, you can either break the habit or continue it. The first step is to acknowledge it, is to actually be honest and be like, yeah, it's an addiction and I need to battle it. So, what did I say? I said I accepted it, and then I gave myself like time to lean off of it. Like, I was honest with myself, and I'm like, I'm gonna watch it twice a day, then once a day, then 3 times a week, twice a week, once a week. And then I would try to like not watch it at all for as long as I can. I didn't give myself a goal. You know, I didn't give myself like, okay, let me not watch anything for a week. Because if I broke that, I'll feel bad because I didn't complete the goal, you know? So I tried to give myself grace and be like, let's see how long I can go for. First time I tried it was like 8 days. Then the next time it was like 2 weeks. Like, it progressively got better, but it also like looked different, you know? Like, now it's easier for me to like be on my phone. I can relax for the day, and I might not have anything planned. I might not have anything going for me on that day, but it's easier for me to just be like, yeah, I'm not gonna watch any corn. I'm not gonna watch anything. Like, now I can probably say that at this, like, I could say that at this state, you know? And I couldn't be able to say that or do that a few years ago. I could not. Like, I really couldn't. I would have to be like, it urge. Like, sometimes it would be like so bad, I would just like shut down my phone, shut down my laptop, and just like hide it somewhere. It'll be that bad. Like, at the end of the day, this is still an addiction, right? It's because corn is involved with it. It's seen as shameful, especially when it comes to women. That's why I decided to make this video, because I'm like, I can't be the only one. Like, I would appreciate, and I would only watch, because that was only what's available to me, I'll watch men talk about their struggles, right? And I'm like, okay, but it's like, I hear what they're saying, but I can't really relate to it because they're not a woman. Like, they can't actually understand what I'm coming through because they're not a woman. Like, yeah, men, women, non-binary, we all go through around the same things. Like, it still affects us, but it might affect us differently, because I can at least say I didn't really have a support system. Like, I only talked to like 2-3 girls about it. No, like 2 girls about it. But I never watched a video on it. I never like had a safe space to talk about it with people. So I wanted to make that safe space. I'm like, well, nobody else gonna do it. Let me do it, you know? Like, let me make that initiative. And when I made that video, I was nervous as hell. Like, I was so nervous. Like, I was practically shaking just posting it, and I was like watching it getting posted. I'm like, oh, like, I was just scared. Like, what I'm doing is very tabooed. It's very looked down upon. It's easy for people to be like, nasty. Like, it's just, but it's not. It's not nasty, you know? It's just like, just because people are ignorant doesn't mean I should let them bring me down, you know? So, yeah, that's why I wanted to make that video. And that's why I wanted to make this video as well, because I truly felt like me being aware and honest that I first had an addiction. The first step is to be honest and actually see things for how they are. I gave myself, like, I knew my limits, and I gave myself grace. And each, like, goal that I had for, like, the week or the month or the day, I would minimize it each time, and it would be different. I gave myself room to, like, relapse, because I truly feel like relapsing is part of the journey. I don't think there's anything wrong with relapsing, because I'm a human being at the end of the day. Like, just because I made an oopsie here and there, it's like, you know, like, doesn't mean I should blame myself, you know? And then the next step, I deleted social media. I don't know about you. I don't know about you. The moment I feel like I feel like the phone knows. I truly feel like it. Like, somebody's listening, something's happening. The moment I'm like, okay, I'm gonna take a break off of Corn. Let me just delete the app, because I used Twitter, if I'm being honest. I deleted the app, and then I cleared the history and everything. I'm like, okay, I'm done. Let me give myself a month to get off of it. I kid you not. The first thing that pops up on TikTok is like it's like a girl shaking her nyash right there. I'm like, girl, what? Like, I'm like, I never get these videos. The moment I want to take a break, something happens. It's like it's like a trap, low key. Like, and you can't run away from it. Like, it's like everywhere, and it'll be something simple. And it's like, I'm not blaming the women at all, because they're just existing. Girl, do as you please, you know? So I decided to remove myself out the situation. Like, okay, let me just get off of TikTok, especially Instagram. I deleted Instagram for, like, another reason, because it was toxic. I hated Instagram. I felt like I was being watched by security cameras, and it's like, it was gross. I hated the energy off Instagram, so I left. But it was so easy to get triggered off of Instagram. Like, I'll go on the explore page and I'll be scrolling and I see, like, a half naked girl. I'm like, what? Like, I never get this on a regular day on my explore page. Now, it was frustrating. So I just got off of it. So now it gave me leeway room to actually do something else with my time. So the next step, I got a hobby. If I wasn't working, then I started painting, I started crocheting, I started, like, listening to music more. I would smoke once in a while and stuff like that. Like, I kept my mind busy. Like, I felt like the moment you have free time, the moment you're alone, nobody's around you, it's quiet, it's dark, I feel like that's when, like, the thoughts come in, where they're like, just watch a video. One video can't hurt. It can't be that bad. You deserve it. Like, they all just seep in. Like, it's so easy to fall on that trap, and it's like, don't blame yourself if you do. You're only human. Like, this is gonna take time. It took me 6 years. 6 years ago was like, yeah, like around this time 6 years ago, I was like, you know what, I gotta put a pin on this. I gotta stop, because it started getting worse and worse and worse. And now I'm at the state where I'm like, yeah, I don't have to watch anything for, like, a while, and it doesn't really, like, hurt for real, and it doesn't really, like, it's not on my mind. And me able to talk about this, and I'm not, like, willing to, like, run to it, it shows growth. Like, give yourself milestones. If it's like you did a whole day without watching it, give yourself a cookie, give yourself, like, a cupcake or something. Like, celebrate, because this is progress. Like, practice makes progress. Like, every milestone that you achieve, celebrate with yourself. Like, that's worth celebrating. And if you have friends, talk about it with them. Especially as women, like, I haven't really had, like, a lot of girls that I could talk about with it, and they were, like, opening with it, or they understood what I was coming from, because not everybody has a porn addiction, you know? But I feel like a lot more people do. It's just a lot of people are ashamed of it. There's nothing to be ashamed of. Who gives a fuck what society has to say? Society is the worst place to get advice from. Like, I'm talking about, like, if a big group of people think this way, and it's either bashing a group of people, looking down, or making fun of them, that's not something I'm worth investing into thinking into. That's not worth a mindset I should gain, you know? So it's like, why should I want their validation? Why should I trust what they're saying? Why should I ever take criticism from people's lives that I don't want to trade with? You know? Same thing with advice too. So even with this video, take it with a grain of salt. It's your decision whether or not you want to actually take this advice and apply it, or if you even believe what I'm saying. It's your discernment. It's your critical thinking. You have that choice. You don't have to believe me. You can believe me or not. You can take this advice or not. I'm just here to yap. And maybe if I can help one person, I did my job. So, yeah. Alright, let me do a recap. First step, acknowledge that you have the addiction. Second step, know your limits. Third step, give yourself a leeway room to make mistakes, and relapse. Fourth step, giving yourself affirmations, you know, like help your self-esteem, raise your vibration. Fifth step, I got a hobby. I kept myself busy, you know, like I got hobbies. I went to work, went to school. I kept my mind busy, and I tried to be around more people. So, because the more I'm alone, the more I want to do it, because, like, I'm alone, obviously. I said something else. Dang, did I really forget? I'm gonna remember it. I deleted social media. So, delete social media and identify your triggers. You know, I don't think I mentioned that, but the moment you pinpoint, like, when a person does this, or when I see this, or when I feel like this, that's what triggers it. That's what makes me want to watch a video, or that's what makes me want to fall into the habit. It's gonna take time, because it's like you're probably not even aware what triggers you, you know? So try to stay off of social media, because it's like you might think nothing's gonna trigger me until it does, you know? So, and have the strength and give yourself room if that trigger does lead you into watching it. Don't blame yourself. It is what it is. We're learning, okay? And if you do have the strength, and if you do overcome the trigger and you don't, give yourself a pat on the back. And the last thing was, celebrate each milestone. Celebrate the progress. If you can, and if you want to, track it down, you know? Like, it took me 6 years to get to this state, to where I'm like, I don't want to watch it. Like, maybe once in a while, like, maybe, like, next month I might watch one video. I don't know. I will never know. But at least I can say right now, even though I'm talking about it right now, it doesn't make me want to watch it, you know? So, and even if it does, there's no fault to it. There's no shame in the game, you know? We're all learning. We're all trying to do better. So, yeah. Thank you for watching. Stay confident, stay beautiful, and stay resilient, reflection. Thanks for having time with Tati. I'm out.